Happy New Year, everyone! It is Amy Co from Snark Heart, and I am here today to welcome you to the year 2024 and show you the second exclusive file for Snark Club. Yes, Snark Club, where you get at least one exclusive file every month that will never be sold to the general public. And this is the second file. The first was the I Love Reading reboot. And now we have the cutest 2024 file. Now, you may be looking at this and saying, Amy, why isn't there a back? Well, I'm going to show you something really fun and cute with this file in a few minutes after we're done with the initial assembly. So this, as you can see, is the first one that I've put together. I used mirror acrylic and this absolutely to die for sparkly acrylic from Cerulean Tides, our preferred acrylic vendor. I will put links to all of the materials in my description, so you can go ahead and grab these materials. And if you are a Snark Club member, you also get 10% off every day on your orders with Cerulean Tides. So that can add up, and that can really save you some money. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. As usual with every Snark Heart file, almost every Snark Heart file, they are just layers, quick and easy to assemble. So to start off with, I'm going to get my middles glued up and use my little dollar store clamps to hold them together. This, I'm just going to use my favorite Aleene's Tacky Glue and just give a little smear everywhere. We want to go ahead and get this done first so it can get to drying while we work on the other parts. Now, for this particular project, we definitely want to have E6000 on hand. If you want to glue the wood parts with E6000, you can do that as well. I kind of don't like to because you have to contend with all of the spider webs from it. But we'll show you why in just a minute. Now, of course, you don't have to use E6000 if you're not using mirror acrylic. But when you use mirror, that's really the only adhesive that you can use safely without it marring your project. So on this, not only did I glue the edges, but on these little more delicate parts, I made sure to reinforce that with a little extra glue. So just going to take and line this up, make sure all my little edges are nice and lined up. I'm not going to worry too much about these goobers that kind of came out and squashed out here. I'll show you what I do if I'm really worried about that in a moment here. So just using my little clampies and make sure those bottoms are lined up the way I want. And ta-da, we're going to set that aside in just a moment. So if I'm worried about these goobers, I just take a toothpick and run it along the inside. But generally speaking, Aleene's dries nice and flat and clear, so it's not really an issue. But if it bothers you, you could just use the toothpick. These are not lined up quite the way I want, so I'm going to let that go. I want to make sure that these are always lined up nice as much as possible, so we just get the nicest, most professional look. Which is funny because I'm not generally a very professional person, but here we are. New leaf, maybe? Maybe we'll try seeing Snarky can be professional in 2024. Come back to me at the end of the year and let me know how it went. So, okay, so I'm going to set this guy aside and let it cure. So my next layer, I'm going to glue the solid black piece or the solid piece and this words piece together. There are 4 different phrases. This one is to all the books I've loved in 2024. You need to sing that to all the girls I've loved before. We'll maybe have a karaoke contest to that effect. So this is the place where you definitely want to use your E6000 so it doesn't degrade the back of your mirror acrylic. So same principle as before with the wood, just kind of getting some glue all over the place. Now you'll see on this mirror, I did not unmask it yet because my fingerprints get all over the place and I don't want somebody to be able to track me down by my fingerprints, because of my international woman of mystery status. So, okay, sorry, I'm breathing heavy here. Don't talk to people very often. So you see I've got a little spider web here. I don't know if you can see that in the video or not, but I'm just going to take my toothpick and rub that down. So, just like before, line all my little edges up, get them nice and secure. I don't even really worry too much about clamping this because the acrylic is so nice and flat. That's one of the beauties of working with acrylic is it stays nice and flat and pretty. So go ahead, clean these goobers up just a smidge. because E6000 doesn't dry exactly the same way that acrylic does. Okay, so on this next layer, I'm going to unmask this, but I'm only going to unmask it up to the words for the moment. Because again, that fingerprinty thing. And for some reason, maybe it's just that I'm super gross or it is hard, but I find it really hard to clean mirror acrylic. So I try not to touch it as much as humanly possible. So I'm going to unmask all the way up to the words here and just leave that in place. For you ASMR people, I hope you're enjoying me peeling this acrylic off, or this masking off. Now, I don't know if this next step is crucial, but I'm hearkening back to second grade art class, and I go in on my acrylic. Since I'm attaching acrylic and wood together for this next part, I just go in with my weeding tool and add a few little scrapes on the acrylic. So you've got some more tooth for the wood and the acrylic to hang out together and really make a nice relationship, really stick well. Again, I don't know if this is critical. If you have different information, please feel free to leave me a note in the description, because I have been wrong before. I know this is shocking, but I am a human and I have been wrong before. So blow that off so we get all those little dusty parts off. And just like before, I'm going to come in. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put my E6000 on my inside pieces, on the back of my inside pieces of the bookshelf layer. All right, so we're at 6 minutes so far. I'm trying to get faster and better at these videos so you guys don't have to sit here for days on end listening to my blather. Hopefully, in the next month or so, I will learn how to edit videos better, so I'm slightly less of a dork. Now, don't hold your breath that it's going to be less than a dork, just slightly less than a dork, because I know who I am and I'm honest about the situation. Again, getting these kind of delicate parts that may need a little additional reinforcement. I can see I did not do the world's best job gluing these middles, but it's going to be okay. So again, lifting it up, looking for those spider webs. Got a few in here. Got some goobers. And then take, just like everything else, just layer it down in there. So if you need to pull this back any, you can, obviously. I like to stand them up on their edge to make sure that they're going to stand up okay. And go ahead and just let this cure for a few minutes. You can unmask now so you can see the beauty. Isn't that great with that dark behind it, that those dark sparkles, it just really just pops out of there. Initially, I was going to do this with a white background, but when I put the mirror on the white, it didn't pop enough. So here we are, popping it out. Okay, so last layer, if I were to just leave this like so, this would just be my last layer. Were I to leave this as a single bookshelf, this back piece I would have just done solid without the holes. But the special thing is coming. So let me make sure I got this the way I want before I start gluing any more stuff. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to take and just dot the E6000 on again, and it smells like chemicals in here. So Snarky's going to spend the rest of the day high as a kite. But really, honestly, I'm okay with that. In fact, I might go ahead and add a gummy to my diet just to continue that feeling. Thank goodness I'm a fully formed adult. Okay, so gluey, not to be confused with bluey. Looking for goobers, strings, spider webs, all that good stuff. There's a spider web there. Okay. And bam, boom goes the dynamite. Look at that cute mini bookshelf. I haven't unmasked this last one yet, again, because of fingerprints and being gross. So I'm going to let that cure up for just a moment while we talk about this last little step. I included in the file this boring rectangle. Da, 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 da. Now, what are we going to do with this? Initially, I thought it would be really cute to put the two bookshelves back to back. But, of course, the lumps didn't line up. So I thought, why don't we do a rectangle in the middle, and then you can do a to-be-read mini bookshelf. And then at the end of the year, all the books I've loved in 2024 back to back. How flippin' cute is this going to be? So here we go. This is what it's going to look like. We'll have it just like so. And then we'll glue them back to back. And now I've got my fingerprints all over this because I unmasked too soon. And we will have a back-to-back mini bookshelf with TBR books to be read and all the books I've loved in 24. So thank you so much for coming today. I so love and appreciate your support. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and share. And of course, check out Snark Club. I'll have links to everything in my description. Happy New Year. Thanks for coming.